Imagine this. You're 30 years old, sitting in a high-rise office overlooking New York City. You've made it. You've got a prestigious job, a steady paycheck, and a life that others would call success. Every morning you walk into an office where the air smells of ambition and caffeine. Colleagues respect you. Your boss trusts you. Your career graph rises like a rocket. But deep down, something feels off. Not wrong, but unfinished. Like you're living someone else's version of a perfect life. That's where Jeff Bezos was in 1994, a senior vice president at D.E. Shaw, one of the top hedge funds on Wall Street. He was brilliant, analytical, a rising star in the world of finance. By all external measures, Jeff had arrived. But inside, there was a quiet whisper. What if I'm meant to build something different? One day, while scrolling through reports, Jeff came across a statistic that changed his life. Internet usage up 2,300% in 1 year. That number didn't just surprise him, it electrified him. He couldn't stop thinking about it. He saw the future before it arrived. To him, that number wasn't data, it was a door. A door to a completely new world waiting to be opened. He started imagining possibilities. Digital stores, software, music, movies. But one idea stuck. Books. Books were universal. Easy to store, easy to ship. And they carried knowledge, stories, and dreams. What if, he thought, he could build a bookstore with millions of titles? Something no physical store could ever achieve. He couldn't sleep. He started writing ideas, drawing sketches, running models. Every free moment he thought about this idea that refused to leave him alone. It wasn't yet a company. It was a feeling, a spark, but one that burned stronger every day. Then came the question, the kind that splits your life into before and after. Should he leave everything and chase this wild dream? Or should he stay where success was guaranteed? He did what every rational person would do. He went to his boss, David E. Shaw. He told him about the idea, selling books online. Shaw listened carefully, smiled, and said, "That's a great idea, Jeff, for someone who doesn't already have a good job." That sentence hit him harder than expected. It was meant as advice, but it echoed like a challenge. It made him realize comfort was the enemy of greatness. The easy choice was to stay. The bold choice was to leap. For days he walked the streets of New York, thinking, calculating risk, reward, reputation, everything. But logic couldn't quiet that whisper anymore. So he invented a tool to make the decision, something he called the Regret Minimization Framework. He asked himself, when I'm 80 years old, will I regret not trying this? And instantly he knew the answer. Yes, he would regret it forever. So he made the decision. He would quit. Not because it was safe, but because it was right. Not because he had a clear plan, but because he had a clear conviction. He told his wife, Mackenzie. And instead of fear, she smiled. She believed in him completely. Together, they packed their things into an old 1990 Chevy Blazer and drove across the country to Seattle. Jeff typed the business plan on a laptop in the passenger seat while Mackenzie drove. The road ahead was uncertain, but the dream was clear. They rented a small house, set up a desk made of wooden doors laid on sawhorses, and that garage became the birthplace of Amazon, a company that would one day redefine how the world shops, reads, and lives. In the early days, Jeff and his small team worked like maniacs. They built the website, packed books by hand, and drove them to the post office themselves. Jeff had a small bell in the office that rang every time someone made a purchase. At first it rang once or twice a day, then dozens of times, then it wouldn't stop ringing. Within a month, they sold books in all 50 U.S. states and over 45 countries. The team celebrated every order like a victory, not because of money, but because someone out there, a stranger, believed in what they built. But success didn't come easy. The internet was still new. Investors laughed at the idea, competitors mocked him, and the press questioned if people would ever trust buying things online. But Jeff wasn't chasing approval. He was chasing the future. He told his team, "We're not here to be average. We're here to invent." And he meant it. He wasn't just selling books. He was building the infrastructure for an entirely new economy. He named his company Amazon, after the largest river in the world. A name that symbolized something vast, powerful, and unstoppable. That name carried a promise that one day Amazon would sell everything. And it did. But this story, this moment, isn't about e-commerce, technology, or business. It's about courage. The kind that asks, am I really living my life, or am I living someone else's dream? Jeff Bezos didn't have a perfect roadmap. He didn't know what success would look like. He only knew that doing nothing would haunt him forever. Because one day you'll be 80 years old, looking back on your life, and the only things you'll truly regret are the chances you didn't take. So whatever your version of that idea is, whatever your Amazon moment looks like, stop waiting for the right time. Start building, start failing, start trying, because success isn't built on luck. It's built on decisions, small ones made with conviction that eventually change everything. So take that idea, take that dream, take that whisper in your mind that won't shut up, and do something about it. Because the next world-changing company, the next invention, the next movement, could be born from your decision today. Don't wait for the world to give you permission. Create your own opportunity. And when people ask how it all started, you'll be able to say, it started the moment I decided to try.